Am I an idiot for selling my son's car to pay for my wife's treatment? I male 46, have a son, 17, with my ex. I have been married for 12 years to my wife, 45. The doctors recently found cancer in my wife, but quick enough to do chemo to shrink it, then remove it. It's not threatening if we are able to do this process. We needed money, and I had given my son my old car. I told him this was an emergency and I had to sell it. He wasn't the only one who had to make a sacrifice. My wife and I had to sell a lot of her jewelry and our laptop. He was really upset by this and complained to his mom, who said it wasn't fair that we took his car. It was his form of transportation. I told her I would give him rides to work if needed, and there is a school bus who could pick him up. They were really angered by this, and my son now doesn't want to come by this weekend. I feel bad that he is suffering, but this was an emergency. No idiots here. Did you say the car was his and put it in his name, or was it just a vehicle of yours that he would borrow? I mean, I can see how it sucks for the kid, but your wife has cancer. Some things are just more important in my opinion. If mom is so upset, why doesn't she help him get a car? Cancer is the a-hole here, not an idiot. Your wife's surgery was a super important emergency, worth sacrificing your son's car. That was a tough sacrifice though, even if necessary. I'd play it this way. When your wife is out of the hospital, start saving to buy a replacement car. Was he wrong to take the car? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I an idiot for not telling my husband about all my reward points cards? I, female 29, and have been married to my husband, male 30, for 9 years. I am a stay-at-home mom with 4 beautiful children under 10 years old. My husband makes $150K plus a year, but decides where every dollar and cent goes. 50% to day-to-day expenses, 25% to the children's education savings, 10% to family savings, 7.5% to his personal spending, and 7.5% to my personal spending. Any bonus he makes or money back from taxes goes immediately into retirement. Doing it this way leaves us no money for vacations or big trips. Since we got married and moved in with each other, I have been completely responsible for all the shopping, whether it is clothes, groceries, furniture, or whatever else. I learned very early on with the help of my mom how to coupon clip and how to use points cards to their maximum potential. I usually get 2 or 3 different reward points and save 10-25% per transaction I do. My husband only knew about the coupon clipping, not the rewards points. For the past 5 years, I've been going on a girls' trip with my family every year. I have been telling my husband that my sisters, sister-in-laws, mom, and grandma have been paying for me to go since I can't afford it, but in reality, I have been using the rewards points to pay for the ticket, using rewards to pay for our groceries, and using my difference to pay off my credit cards so that I am able to go on the trip. This year, my brothers, brother-in-laws, father, and grandfather decided to do their own boys' trip and invited my husband. My husband told them that unless they can help him as the girls help me, he would have to decline the invite. My brother responded to him with, "What do you mean? She says you pay for her to go." My husband confronted me about the situation, and I confessed to him what I have been doing. He was extremely hurt, saying that with all these points, we could have done a lot more as a family, rather than just one person hoarding them all to themselves. And if I set him up with his own credit cards to get even more points, it would have been a lot easier for us to do big family vacations. My entire family has been calling me selfish and a jerk for not being more open about the points, but I feel that worked very hard to get to the point levels I have gotten to, and that making them more open for use would burn through them quickly and not allow them to be used for bigger things. You're an idiot, mostly for lying, but also your budget is very neatly split into common household expenses and personal spending. You leveraged the common household expenses to increase your personal spending capacity. Your husband is right. The points earned on using the cards for day-to-day expenses, and if they were for kids' education, should have been used for the benefit of the family. Not an idiot. I'm sorry, your husband earns $150K plus and you guys can't afford a holiday? Okay, so you've had to squirrel away money because your husband so heavily policies it? Like, you literally have to use coupons to afford groceries? Am I missing something? Was she wrong for lying, or is he being overly controlling? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I an idiot for reporting my teacher to the principal? I'm a 15-year-old female. This happened yesterday. I stayed home today and I have his class tomorrow and I'm stressed. My teacher is a very old, stubborn, strict man. And when I say strict, I mean strict. He will constantly monitor our computers to see what we're doing in his class. If we open any other tab to do anything, he closes it and tells us to get back to work. If we finish with our work and try to do other homework, he closes out those tabs and tells us to just close our Chrome books. This was annoying, but I just did as told because I did not want to get in trouble. So fast forward. We have 4 lunch periods and my class has 3rd lunch. My phone had died, so I decided I was going to use my Chromebook at lunch to pass the time. You can see where this is going, right? Anyways, at lunch, mindlessly scrolling through BuzzFeed when suddenly the tab closes. I thought maybe I had accidentally miskicked. I reopened the tab, but it closed again. I was confused, so I tried opening other tabs to see if it was just that website, but nope, they all closed. After about 1 minute of confusion, I finally realized what was going on. I was furious. I closed my Chromebook and finished lunch. When I went back to class, I asked my teacher about it. He said that the Chromebook was only to be used for school purposes. I told him that that wasn't fair because this was my leisure time and he should not be watching my Chromebook in my personal time. He kept telling me the same things over and over, so I just stayed quiet. I was still mad though, so during the passing period, I took a trip to the principal's office and reported him. The principal said she would look into it. When I got home and told my mom about the situation, she said I overreacted. She said that the computer was only for school use and I should not be using it for anything else. Now I'm worried. I'm wondering if I overreacted. But then again, I feel it's unfair and creepy that he's watching what I'm doing in my leisure time. Not an idiot. You will never be an idiot for reporting something to authority figures. If they did something wrong, they will get reprimanded. If they did nothing wrong, nothing will happen to them. Either way, you're in the clear. You're an idiot. But only a bit. Your mom is right, you can't complain when you use it for reasons other than what it is assigned for. The school has every right to monitor what students do on school Chromebooks. Just like an employer has the right to monitor work computers and emails. See it as a life lesson and move on. Is she being immature? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I an idiot if I tell my friend her BF is planning to propose? My female 27 best friend has been dating her boyfriend, male 26, for over 5 years. A while back, he reached out to me to help figure out ring size and the setup so he could make this the most magical day for her. Having known my friend for over 20+ years, I know exactly how she wants her proposal to go and who she wants to be there. So I relayed all this information to him months ago via texts and over the phone. I even took the time to covertly find and confirm which ring she would love the most. A little background. My friend is incredibly family and friend-oriented, and in the past expressed to me on multiple occasions, especially during holiday season, that in the 5 years they've been together, he hasn't really made much of an effort to indoctrinate himself into her family or friendships the way she has for his. While I do generally like him, I have always felt that he is incredibly self-serving and self-focused. Recently, through a mutual friend, I found out he started a group text between his, emphasis on his, friends and his family, to set up the time and date of the proposal. He has not only excluded myself, and according to the screenshots I've seen, he is doing everything verbatim I suggested he do, but he has completely excluded her family and other close friends from the event. He is planning on only having his boys and family present for the occasion, and knowing my friend, this would ultimately break her heart, not being able to share this moment with her loved ones. I got heated and called him. At first, he was dodging my questions, then just outright said, "This is my proposal, and I've spent enough time and money to choose how I do it. Just be happy for your friend. It's not like you're not coming to the wedding." This infuriated me. And to make matters worse, I ran into her mom and dad at the grocery store and subtly asked if they knew of any possibility she was getting engaged. They were unaware, and I know for a fact my friend has told him that he needs to ask her parents for their blessing. She's somewhat traditional. My friend wears her heart on her sleeve, and I can predict how this event will go down when she sees all of his close friends and family and none of hers. Considering her previous sentiments about his lack of interest in her family/life, she will 100% see this as being hurtful and selfish, and I know she'll cry. To make matters worse, the location of the proposal is a whopping 30 minutes from her parents' home. I don't want to get involved in a fight or reveal the surprise, but on the other hand, I feel I owe it to my lifelong friend to help her avoid being hurt and disappointed. Maybe even helping her rethink what her future would look like with someone who just doesn't really appreciate what she values in life. So, am I an idiot if I tell my friend her boyfriend is going to propose? Edit. I did not tell her parents. I covertly inquired if he had spoken to them yet about proposing since it's been 5 years, like in a joking way. Edit 2. The proposal is scheduled for this weekend. I will give you guys an update on how it goes. After so many responses, I have decided not to say anything and to let things play out. I gave him an opportunity by expressing the need to invite her parents and friends like she's always wanted, and he chose not to. That's on him, not me, not an idiot. Do not tell her. As much as you know her and want this proposal to go as planned, it is ultimately up to her boyfriend how he wants to do it. If your friend is disappointed, then that can be her sign to discuss with her fiancé about moving forward. It is not your place to tell her or intervene at this point. No idiots here. Don't tell your friend. I completely understand why you want to, but hear me out. Let this dude show his true colors. If you get in the middle, you seem petty and jealous. Let him propose his way, and when your friend comes to you and complains, you can kindly and gently tell her that you tried to get him to incorporate her friends and family. Then you can gently ask her if she wants to spend the rest of her life with a man who doesn't honor her wants, desires. I repeat, just let this play itself out. You would be an idiot if you interfere prior to the proposal. Should she interfere? Let me know in the comments. Now, would I be an idiot if I turned my friend in for cheating? My friend, female 23, and I, female 24, are roommates and also classmates. Over the past year, I have watched her become increasingly lazy and irresponsible to the point I don't want to live with her anymore. When we first moved in together, she was pretty laid back like me. Lately, she's constantly having guests over and letting them stay over late into the night when she knows I am in bed by 9 or 10 and am up at 6 a.m. for work. She's getting drunk and generally not pulling her weight around the house despite me repeatedly asking her to actually clean up. My peace and quiet are non-existent at this point. That's already bad enough, but the last straw has been her slacking at school and expecting me to help her. She's barely paying attention and going to class hangover, so of course she's not learning all that much. Now she wants me to share my homework answers with her and plagiarize my work, and I'm so aghast that she would even ask. How entitled do you have to be to ask someone to give away what they actually put in the effort for? She's self-destructing fast enough, and now plans to pay someone for answers. I'm just about fed up with this nonsense and have half a mind to clue our teacher in. I just don't have patience for irresponsible BS, and she doesn't deserve to skate by while the rest of us actually do what we're supposed to. There's just no excuse, and it's not okay. If I'm being honest, I am hoping she would get booted from the school and then would have no reason to live with me anymore, but that's neither here nor there. She doesn't deserve to be in class if she's not committed to it. Not an idiot, college prof. Normally, I would say to contact the teacher, but as of now, you don't have any proof of what she's doing. I would talk to the prof during office hours and explain why you are concerned. It might help to say that you're worried that she might steal your assignments to copy them. Then you've brought it to the prof's attention. But you haven't accused her of anything without proof. Not an idiot. I had a friend whose roommate was just like this. He stole answers from my friend and nearly got both of them kicked out of school. I wouldn't be surprised if she's copying OP behind her back. Colleges take plagiarism extremely seriously, and you should protect yourself. Without evidence, the school may not do anything, but by informing them, you could save yourself trouble down the line. OP, you don't owe this girl anything. Should she turn her in? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I an idiot for not picking my girlfriend's daughter up from an event? I'm 37, and I've been in a relationship with a mid-40s woman, Amy. She doesn't want to tell me her specific age, which I don't mind, for about a year. She has a 17-year-old daughter I'll call Jess. Over the weekend, Jess had a school event and had asked me for a ride in advance. I didn't mind in the slightest. I drove her over to the school and we had a nice chat in the car.
When she got out, though, a bunch of her friends were there, and she waved to me and shouted, "Later, creepy stepdad," with a huge smile. I think it was a joke to her friends. They laughed, and I stared awkwardly for a few seconds. Then Jess said, "Go, go," literally shooing me away. I drove home thinking whatever, but over time it started to really grate on me. I know that she wanted to just show off for them, but I didn't want to be stuck in a car with a girl who considered me creepy in any way. I shot her a text around that time that she would have to find another way to get home. She didn't see my text for some time, but a few hours later she called me asking for a ride. I told her that I couldn't do that as I had had a couple of drinks, which was true. Then she half hung up on me and apparently called her mother. Amy was busy working on something at the time and told me that I needed to get over there and pick her up. I responded that she could walk, get a ride from her friends, or take public transportation. It was 8 p.m. in one of the safest cities in our country, and she was going to be fine. Amy then walked away, grabbed my keys, and drove off in my car, despite having a suspended license. About 15 minutes later, Amy came home and shrieked at me about my treatment of Jess while Jess evacuated to her room. I told her that she really shouldn't be driving without a suspended license, and Amy said she wouldn't have to if I were more responsible. When I reminded her of why her license was suspended, she got furious. It's a pretty touchy subject, and told me she'd leave if she had anywhere else to go. I brushed her off with a lame, "That sounds like a you problem," and we haven't talked since. Not an idiot. But considering she thinks it's okay that her daughter speaks to you that way, she thinks it's okay to drive your car when her license is suspended so anything happens and your insurance won't cover you. And also her comment that she'd leave if she had somewhere else to go, think you need to reevaluate the relationship, sounds like she is using you. Everyone sucks here. Why are you dating someone who wouldn't tell you their actual age? That is such basic info. What else is she not telling you? That is so weird. Showing off in front of friends by being shitty to someone else is not cool or acceptable in any way. If you already told her you will give her a ride, you shouldn't have left her stranded. Be the bigger person, kill them with kindness, and so on.